right. So if we're all ready to go, I first want to start by thanking you guys for coming and helping us get some information out. The reason we've asked you to be here today is we are looking for tips into what we believe was the 2021 murder of Leo Whitehead. Leo was the 2-month-old son of Irene Whitehead, who is now charged with murder for her 2-year-old daughter and is currently lodged in the Kent County Jail. I want to just say a couple things before we get into any detail. First, obviously, there's an ongoing criminal investigation specifically to the case dealing with Riley Whitehead. And although we will be willing to answer some limited questions about that case, obviously there's restrictions on what I can go into detail, as it's our endeavor to ensure a fair justice process. So I will let you know if I can't answer a question on there. And I also want to help people realize the gravity of these cases for investigators as we respond to child death, particularly in this season. We talk about it a lot, but in every day as we're responding to these cases, we take them so very seriously. They hurt us to the core, and we want to make sure that we provide clarity for the family, justice for the child, if that's something we can provide, and peace to our communities. So no, these are things we take very seriously when they happen. So to the context of this case, on September 3rd, we were called to the Whitehead home in Cedar Springs, specifically because the 2-year-old Riley Whitehead was in medical distress and was not breathing. She was eventually pronounced dead. Our investigation led to her arrest through a number of search warrants and development of evidence. She was interviewed, made statements consistent with being responsible for the death, and she was subsequently arrested on November 25th and charged then 2 days later on November 27th, and again she remains in custody at the Kent County Jail. During the course of that investigation, many times these cases have to do with comparing a number of details, and we had the opportunity to review the death of her 2-month-old child several years prior in 2021. That highlighted some similarities between the death of the 2-year-old and the death of the 2-month-old. And additionally, during the course of our interview with Irene and the 2-year-old's death, she made statements that she had indeed killed Leo as well. So now we're working very specifically on the death of Leo Whitehead and that investigation, and asking you as the community at large to help us with that investigation. What will help us with that investigation are any statements that Irene may have made to you, any text messages, maybe anything that you saw that seemed inconsistent at the time, or maybe not so important at the time, but now in reflection of the bigger case, seems like it may be helpful to us. If you happen to know any information about where medical attention may have been sought for Leo or any of the kids involved in this family, those facts would help us quite a bit in pursuing this investigation and pursuing justice for 2-month-old Leo Whitehead. So in that, I will leave it at that now and give you guys an opportunity to ask any questions you might have related to what I said today or that you may have brought with you.
When did Leo die?
2021.
2021, and what was his death deemed as at that time?
So really, a medical examiner is dealing with a number of factors when they're doing an investigation. They will look for information that comes from law enforcement in terms of what might have been on the scene of the incident, any medical history that child might have had, any evidence that may have been around at that time. And at that time, the only evidence they had was their mother's statement that he had had influenza. So it was deemed that the child died of parainfluenza. However, now with additional information from the pattern and other facts that are now known to us, including Irene's statement, the original cause of death has now been changed to homicide.